I'm really beginning to understand that we need to take things one step at a time. And I know it's a really just cliche quote that people use a lot in a lot of different circumstances. But I really just mean it in the sense that I think so often we try to take one step and then we try to plan out. We try to think about, we worry about the steps, 5 steps ahead of us. And I think it's important that we know the direction that we want to go in. But it's almost about letting go of control of what direction you're going in a sense. It's about substantiating every step that you take right now with love for yourself, love for the world, with peace, with joy. And in doing that, I think that regardless of what step you take, you will eventually end up in a good direction. You'll end up in a good place. Because I think that a joyful journey leads to a joyful destination. Or at least a truly joyful journey. A journey filled, a journey substantiated with joy leads to a joyful destination. So when I say that we should just take one step at a time, I just mean in the sense that I think we need to worry less about the future and we need to focus more on the present. We need to substantiate the positivity that we hope for in the future, the love that we hope for in the future, the peace that we hope for in the future, the fulfillment that we hope for in the future, the abundance that we hope for in the future. We need to establish that right now. And it's not about material things. It's not about the things of this world, but rather it's about the spirit. It's about our minds. It's about recognizing that any positivity that you ever want to experience, ever, regardless of how you get it, regardless of how you imagine yourself getting it, it's something that you could give to yourself right now. Just in the same way that imagining a bad situation can put you in a bad mood. Imagining a good situation, substantiating a good situation within your mind can put you in a good mood. So why don't we substantiate the positivity that we hope for? The positivity that even we may not think is possible for our own lives. If we substantiate that right now in the present moment, and we exist within that, we move, we act, we think within that positivity, then I think that ultimately we're going to end up in a positive spot. And I think a major part of that is letting go of control over your own life. And, that doesn't just mean doing whatever you want, thinking that you have the ability to do whatever you want without consequence. But it's really about recognizing that the only thing that you have control over is yourself. And when I say yourself, I don't mean like, oh, what you do or what happens to you. That's not what I mean. I mean literally internally, not even your own physical body to an extent. Because yes, there are different things that you can do that can influence your body, that can influence your state, your physical state, your circumstances around you. But the only thing that you can actually control is your own thoughts, is your own emotions. Anything other than that are things that we can influence, but not things that we can control. Those things are left for God to control. So it's about recognizing that in that lack of control becomes peace. In that lack of control becomes the loss of worry. Because if it's something that you can control, then why are you worrying about it? And if it's something that you can't control, why are you worrying about it? So I think it's important that we just try to take things one step at a time. Because if you constantly think 5 steps ahead, you're just going to end up overwhelming yourself. You're never going to want to climb the mountain if you're thinking about, how difficult it's going to be halfway through when you haven't even climbed a step. So sometimes it's about just taking it one step at a time while substantiating the positivity, substantiating the accomplishment of having climbed the mountain before you even took your first step. And in doing so, we almost allow ourselves and we allow the processes, what we want to happen, to just happen naturally. I have a Bible verse that goes with the topic of this video pretty well. It's taken from Matthew 6, verse 34. And it says, "Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." So I just think that this verse in general really just shows us that there is no reason to worry. There is no reason to be stressed about the things that we can't control. There's no reason to be worried about the things that haven't happened yet. Because the past doesn't exist anymore and the future doesn't exist yet. So the only thing that does exist is the present moment, what we have right here and right now. So if we substantiate the positivity, the presence, the feeling that we want in the future, if we substantiate that in the present moment, then who's to say that we're not at what we want to be in the future? Because the only thing that we can control is ourselves, and it's up to God to control everything else. So, I even took something from this video. This is something I was thinking about a lot. especially because there was a project that I want to work on for my channel, but I was getting a bit worried about like how difficult it would be down the line, and so that kind of just inspired me to make this video, almost not even just as a lesson or a discussion for you guys, but also as a reminder to myself that sometimes it's just about starting and not necessarily about thinking about the finish. So, if you took something from this video, thank you for watching.